Hey everyone, James George with Web Design Blog, and this week I'm going to talk about the Polygon tool. If you've been working in Adobe Illustrator, you'll know that when you use the star shape tool in Illustrator, you can determine the amount of points that the star has, and so you can make it go down to 3 points to make your triangle, and that's a little tip for Illustrator. But what about Photoshop? Well, you can make a triangle really easily inside of Photoshop if you use the Polygon tool. So let's go into Photoshop here, and you can see that in your typically people have the 2-row toolbox, and here right under the text tool you have rectangle, rounded rectangle, ellipse, polygon. So in the polygon up at the top you can see that you can dial in the number of sides. And so the default is 5 or 6, which will give you a pentagon or a hexagon. But you can actually you can change the number of sides up here to 3. And you can see it draws out an equilateral triangle, and also align it to the pixel grid as well. So it really just depends on what you want to do, but it comes in really handy. But another way that you can determine the amount of sides featured in your polygon is to just click the canvas without drawing. And so here you can actually determine the width in pixels, points, picas, whatever measurement you're using, and the number of sides, and whether you have smooth corners, and you can create a star just like in Adobe Illustrator. So let's say you have 5 sides, star indent sides by 53%. Let's say by 10%. And we'll see what we get. And smooth indents. You can do. I'll show you these effects here in a second. But so you have 5 sides, indent sides by, and I'll just go ahead and bump this up because I'll show you some other stuff here in a second. So 100 pixels wide, 100 pixels tall, 5 sides, star, indent sides by 40%. And you have a star, just like in Adobe Illustrator. But you take this same tool and say let's say 20 sides, smooth corners, smooth indents, and then we say 10%. And hit OK. That's how you get the rounded sort of badge shape instantly. Right inside of Photoshop in 2 seconds. A lot of people complain that you can't do the same things in Photoshop as you can in Illustrator, but that's not true. I do use both, and I think Illustrator is the best tool for creating custom shapes. But you can do the same thing inside of Photoshop if you know where to look. That's it for this week. I'm James George. This is Web Design.